All right, guys. Been kind of teasing people on my Instagram and some of the forums I'm on with a foot clutch setup that I've been building, and I've pretty much got the rough. I'm gonna say the rough copy of it done. So what I'm gonna do is I've used 1/8 flat steel to make these brackets and pivot points, but I'm gonna swap the brackets to 3/16 for sure. I just don't like how thin they are. This is a bit stiffer clutch than the 650, and I think it should be a little bit thicker steel just for longevity and reliability. So the other thing I'm thinking about switching out to is I was using these rod style ends. I'm gonna go with a greasable heim joint for all the linkage. I just think it's cleaner looking. It'll keep the rods a little bit tighter into the engine casing, so not everything's sticking out so far. And I'm gonna go back and clean up all the brackets and stuff I've made on the new pieces, so everything is final fit and finish for the next update video on this. But I'm only missing, I can't seem to find one more nut here. I've used up all the nuts that I had in this thread size, which is kind of an odd thread size. But anyways, kit will be complete, and I'm trying to make it so basically it's direct swap over. The only issue I'm having, and I had this on the 650, is when you reuse the stock heim joint that would technically go to like your shift linkage, it's too far down from the pivot point, and when you're rocking the throttle, or sorry, when you're rocking the clutch pedal to engage the clutch, having it closer to the pivot point allows you to have a little bit more control over feathering the clutch. So what I did was I actually drilled through this. It's a 1/4 inch hole, and I just drilled about halfway between the old spot and the pivot point, and to see if I can get a little bit more feathering out of the clutch. It'll just make it easier for everybody to enjoy. So once I get the heim joint switched over, the new brackets built, I'll throw up one more update video, and the kit should be finalized by then. The only thing I was able to reuse from the 650 kit, and that's why I haven't put out the 650 kit for sale yet, is I wanted to keep it until I got around to matching up to 1100. So I have a bunch of brackets that I've taken off and from the 650 kit, and the only one that fit was the top bracket. Everything else has to be specific for either the 650 or the 1100. So what I'll end up doing is making 2 separate kits. They'll both be available, and then I'm gonna do the shifter kit separate. The bottom, where it actually connects into the linkage, is the same on both bikes, but the angles are different. So I'll have to find a guy that can mill some down for me, some blocks, and then I'll have to weld or make it threaded, so that way on the 650 the shifter is more up and down, just like you see here. On the 1100 I'm gonna have to tuck it back a little bit to clear this casing. So that's kind of where we're at. But I mean, if you don't want to wait and you want to build your own, definitely use 3/16 plate at least. But double check that you got enough threads going into the casing. There should be more than enough, but it's not hard to find these bolts at even a big box store. So 3/16 plate, 1/4 inch rod. I highly suggest using the heim joints. They're just much smoother, and these ones are re-greasable. They're a little bit more money. I pay about 12 bucks Canadian per piece for these guys. And then these ones are only about 8 bucks. So just to give you a bit of a price breakdown there. And then the rod, you can buy 1 3-foot piece of rod and have more than enough to do all this. And you can buy 1 3-foot piece of 3-inch wide, 3-inch wide 3/16 plate, and you should have more than enough to do all the brackets for this. Otherwise, stay tuned to my website. Follow me on Instagram, or give me a subscribe here, and I'll have the kits ready hopefully by next week. Thanks, guys.